Hey guys, this is Adam Moshcatel, host of You're Gonna Love This. Just letting you know there are some audio problems in this week's episode. I last minute had to download GarageBand and use a different computer due to power problems with my normal device, so I wasn't quite ready to use this. But otherwise, it's a good show. I hope you'll enjoy it. Gonna love this podcast. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to You're Gonna Love This podcast. I am your host Adam Moshcatel. I wrote down for myself to say my name, and I did it.
Say your name.
This time you're around me. I'm recording it so people can hear it. So it's not quite the same scenario as Destiny's Child, but I did say my name.
Yeah.
That voice that you just heard belongs to my guest this week. She is an improviser.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm going to keep saying things and getting your opinion on whether they're true or not.
Okay.
She is an actor.
Yes, that's true.
She is a comedian. Do you classify yourself that way?
That's a broad term.
Okay, yeah. So it'll apply.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll let it apply. She is an LA resident. That one's not that hard.
Yes, I live here.
All right, I'm done. Lissette Schuster is here.
Hey.
Hi.
But am I gonna love it?
Oh, that is the question.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to answer. This is You're Gonna Love This, the podcast where I attempt to write the perfect song for my guest every week. Quick little show business for you. We actually have a little bit extra this week, more than normal. Wanted to introduce a promo I'm doing right now. If anybody listening to this reviews and rates my podcast like those guys, the worshippers of algorithm, have asked you to do, and very few people have actually answered that call, I will write you a song and send it to you. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You get You're Gonna Love This experience minus the talking to me and all that stuff. You just get the song, so that's even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still I'm gonna do that for the first 50 reviews. There are 49 left. So exciting opportunity for all of you listeners at home if you want that. Just send proof to ygltpodcast@gmail.com with the subject line "Goofed ya with my review." I'm very serious about the subject line. If you do not format that correctly, you're not going to get a song. So, yeah. Next little bit of business. A quick recap of the score, I guess, so far in terms of perfect songs. This is the 12th podcast. So far, I am 2 for 9, which is honestly way better than I ever thought I would be here. 2 perfect songs is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's in fact so crazy that it brings me to my last point of order for the show. I'm going to announce today the creation of the YGLT Perfection Advisory Board. I feel unsatisfied. Okay. So it's kind of been a thing. I've been unsatisfied with the perfect scores. I don't feel good about having 2 perfect songs in the first dozen podcasts.
And perfect is such an overwhelming term.
I agree, and I think it's something that it needs to. I purposefully chose a word like perfect, so it would be almost impossible for me to do this.
Yeah.
Because I thought that would be. I'd rather continually fail at something and get better than just all right, you did it. You could stop the podcast now.
Yeah, you're very growth mindseted.
Exactly. And so with that growth mindset in place, I am going to be forming this board to formally review the songs that were deemed perfect. The 2 members of the board will be former guests Byron Wu and Carl Powers, as well as myself, who will be advising the people that gave the songs perfect scores.
Wow.
We're going to break down the songs and figure out if they really are perfect, and we'll advise them on that. And ultimately, it will be their decision, but just with some extra input. Because, that we can't just leave the rating of perfect up to these people. We don't know what they think the word perfect means.
That's, yeah. It's
anyway, so that's the final point of order. you know, I don't like imperfect perfect ratings. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That does make sense.
Good. I'm glad that you're not already confused. That would be bad. Last little bit. There is a segment on this show called You're Gonna Love This. That's the name of the segment. And on the segment, I give a thing that I think the listeners and also my guest this week might enjoy, would love listening to. And I was thinking about this for a while, and then I realized I'll just do whatever the thing is that I've been listening to recently.
Oh, cool.
So I think that you're going to love all the MTV Unplugged sessions that are on YouTube that are just like free to watch and awesome.
Yeah.
There's obviously the Nirvana.
Yes.
MTV Unplugged is fantastic, and I also know you're a fan of Nirvana.
They're my favorite band.
They're the best.
Ever.
I'm sure we're going to talk about it.
Yes.
In addition to that, the Pearl Jam one's pretty good. The Stone Temple Pilots one is really good. That one's
really great, yeah.
And the Alice in Chains one. There you go. Those are
True.
Basically the four.
And Alanis had a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all like available and free online. And
it's true. I should watch them because I haven't seen them in a long time.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, since
they did like repeats of them on VH1 or something.
Exactly.
Like the sister channel. Not even MTV would replay them.
No, they were done. For some reason, they were some of the best things that MTV ever did.
I know. They should bring that back. I feel like they had a later day Jay-Z one. I was like trying to revive it.
Kind of like when like Obama would invite like Common to the White House, like that kind of set. That would be good. I would be down for like a hip hop unplugged. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. LL Cool J did one back in the 90s. And then
that doesn't sound like it was as good. No disrespect to LL Cool J. He just doesn't seem like the maybe I'm disrespecting him. That doesn't feel fair.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm pretty sure there was like he did like Mama Said Knock You Out and it was great.
Okay, I believe that.
I hope that this is all right cuz now I'm sane.
Well, if Lissette was wrong, mention it in a review and send me that review and I will write you a song about it.
But Eric Clapton did do one, right? Because it was like Tears in Heaven.
Oh yeah, God, I don't like that song. Thus ends the segment. You're gonna love this. Now back to the podcast. You're gonna love this. Let's start the interview.
Cool.
Yeah, that's real good segue.
Dun dun dun.
Adam picks up the leather-bound notebook.
I feel like I'm getting like a free therapy session.
It's got Sonic stuff on it though, so it's not like the most professional. I'm like a real sporto psychiatrist. Anyway.
Musical therapy.
Oh, that would be fun to do. That would be weird to do, but that'd be anyway. Interview. Lissette, first question I like to ask everybody. What is your mood coming into this? Like your last week, your last day? Like how are you feeling?
Oof. Do I have a story to tell you?
Okay. It's exciting.
Well, last night I went to speaking of Nirvana, I'll just get right to the chase, but Please. They had a tribute night for the 25th anniversary of Nevermind, which was great. And I think I went a little too ham on the booze.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And like it was just amazing to hear those songs live. Like they had different cover bands covering the song, like some songs that weren't on Nevermind, and then this band Planets played Nevermind in its entirety.
That's fantastic.
It was so great. Yeah. But so I got a little too drunk.
Sure.
And then I forgot that I don't smoke weed.
Okay, that was just in the moment forgetfulness.
Yeah, like that happens, you know, when like you're like a little buzzed. Like I was fine, like I wasn't even that drunk. I was just buzzed enough to like kind of like lower my inhibitions.
Be suggestible.
Yeah. And so I ended up smoking pot, which is like a big no-no for me, and especially like the rule of like before and after. You know,
you do it if you're gonna do it on the night. You don't do it.
It's supposed to be before.
Sure. Yeah.
Not after drinking.
It's a good rule.
Yeah. And me and my friend that did it, like, we both looked at each other like, oh my god, like, we just got the spins. Like, I got the spins so bad. Like, I would just, like, had to sit by the curb, like, really sad. Like, suddenly I went from, like, moderately drunk to, like, a 10.
And moderately drunk, like, having a great time at a show.
Yeah.
To, like, I can't, like, enjoy any of this music.
Yeah, it was at the end of the show. It was at the end. It was at the end. But
so it didn't interrupt, like, too much of your enjoyment?
Not at all, yeah. Then, like, then I got into an Uber, and, and it was like spinning in the Uber. It was a female driver, and it was so bad. This is such a confessional, but I puked inside of the Uber car.
Oh no! Did you give her a big tip?
I did.
Do you think it's enough to cover the expense of your puke?
No.
Oh,
I totally
God.
did. It was such a spin. But then I went, like, when I got home, like, the second I got in my house, I was like, I feel fantastic. Like, it just needed to happen.
It was
so bad.
So you would have been fine if you had gotten... How quickly into the Uber ride did you...
It was, like, midway. Like, she didn't realize into the end, too. She was like, oh, you puked. Like, oh, that was puke. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's not a great look. That's not the best.
I'm really pouring my heart out here.
Yeah, this is, I think, the biggest, the most confessional episode of You're Gonna Love This we've had so far.
Great.
So
just that Lissette's a hot mess. No, but like,
so what's the like mood takeaway from
this? Is like, oh my God, no more.
Okay.
No more party.
Trying to find some responsibility.
Yeah, or like and like my inner zen, like today in like such sadness. Last night I went to like a sound bath. I signed up for like a yoga thing. I was like, oh no, I need to like get back on my Zen page, you know?
Sure. And you told me before what a sound bath is, so I didn't react when you said it this time.
Yeah.
But would you explain for the average listener what that is?
What do you mean the average listener of this podcast doesn't know what a sound bath is?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I haven't checked the demos. Maybe my listening audience is way more hip than I am, but I had no idea what a sound bath is.
Oh yeah, it's like a Kundalini yoga thing, if you will, and there's different like gongs that are set to different planetary frequencies.
Oh boy.
And then like it's like a gong bath with like crystal bowls and like different hippie shit.
Yeah.
But like you really feel, you just lie down there, but at the end of it, like you feel like balanced, like chakrally balanced.
Okay.
And totally zenned out.
Just zen, right up to the top of your head.
Yeah. There's this place in Joshua Tree that I really want to go to called the Integratron, and that's like the sound bath like main place
it's
to
like
go to.
Mecca for sound bath.
Yeah, it was like built by, I think it was like built to be like some sort of like teleport thing to like aliens. Like there's some weird history behind it.
Like I want to go there. I've never experienced a sound bath, and I have no idea whether it's fun or helpful or anything. I just know that sounds like a place I want to go to. That's amazing. Okay, so hungover, sound bath. So you're centered now? You feel centered? Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
on top of that, like I just feel so much better when I do yoga. Like the other day, I feel like such an LA. I'm originally from LA too, so like when I talk about my hippie ass bullshit, I always feel very LA. But what was I saying? Oh, that the other day I did yoga. It was like really intense. And I was like eating really well and stuff like that, and I went to sleep, and in a dream I had like an idea, and it was so cool to like wake up and be like, oh my God, I had this idea for like this character, and able to write it down.
What was your dream
like,
character idea? Do you remember?
No, I don't want to say.
Oh,
it.
come on. Oh, okay. Fine. You've been so confessional throughout, but the character is too.
Well, because I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay,
I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's getting its debut tomorrow.
Fair enough.
So.
Well, we can plug it, and if anybody listens who lives in LA, listen to this podcast within the next like day, because this podcast will come out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Then you can check out this mystery character, mystery dream character.
Mystery dream character. That's the name of the character.
That's a great name. So you're feeling centered. You're feeling. Well, I think I lost track of a word.
Of all the feelings.
Yeah, centered is a good start. Let's go with that.
Sure.
And excited about the Integratron. Did I say that right? Is that okay?
Integratron.
It's fun to say.
Yeah.
Okay. And
it does sound like a fair ride, right?
Yeah. No, it sounds. It doesn't sound like a place you would go to have any serious things happen to you, but it would be amazing if life was like that. If everywhere you went, places were named like the Integratron. Yeah. I wish the gym was called the Integratron. I think that sounds. Anyway, centered. Your question. Do you like music that like appeals to your like current mood? Do you feel like what's a music you like to listen to when you're feeling centered? I guess is the question, because I know Nirvana can sometimes be a.
Oh yeah, I can't listen to Nirvana all the time, obviously.
Right. And it's not all, even though it's a band with Buddhist philosophy in the name. It's not necessarily a band you listen to if you were like a Nirvana seeker necessarily. Is that a good centered type of music for you, or what do you like to listen to?
I really like, sometimes I like to listen to like punk rock, and it kind of like mellows me out.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, you know what I mean? It gets me amped, but like kind of in a weird way mellows me out.
Okay.
Like Alkaline Trio or something like that. But lately I've been listening a lot to Father John Misty.
Okay.
Who I love.
Yeah.
And I think Jenny Lewis is always like my go-to. I guess I listen to sad music. Centered.
That's okay. I like a lot
or
of
like
sad
country-ish.
Music. Yeah.
Country. Alternative country.
Well, luckily, that is a genre that is very easily playable with just a voice and a guitar.
Yeah.
I think you may have given me the like best like chance, I guess, so far. I can't do a woman's voice very well.
No. Do you like Father John Misty? Have you heard his stuff?
I don't listen to new music.
No.
I need to. Okay, what I'm gonna start doing now, because I've just been saying on every episode I have never heard of this band. I'm gonna write it down and listen to things from them and stop being a dick about this. Because if I'm doing a podcast where I'm trying to play people music, it's probably gonna be good to pick up more music in my.
Yeah, his last record was really great.
Okay, I will listen to it. What's his last record?
I Love You, Honey Bear.
Okay.
Like the cheesiest title. Well, the first record was like all about him being like, sort of like a playboy type in Hollywood, like talking about all this like shenanigans he was up to. Like he had a song called like what was it, Babylon or something? Like I don't know. It's just like all of his stuff was like how hard he was like partying, and then like his second album came out, and it was like, what the fuck has happened to him? And it turns out he got married. It's like obvious in the thing, but
it makes sense in retrospect.
Love. Yeah.
Confession time. We're on a garage band this episode, and I cannot for the life of me figure out. It's just recording in bars, so I have no idea how long this has been going. So we're just gonna wing it this episode. I like to keep track of the time, but I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at over there, but 509 bars means nothing to me.
It doesn't to me when you're not like using this to record music. Whatever. Father John Misty, cool. Okay. How do you feel about? So a lot of those kind of lyrics are not necessarily the rhymiest things in the world.
No.
Yeah.
I kind of like when it doesn't.
Cool. It's a lot easier to write music that doesn't, or not necessarily easy to write good lyrics that don't rhyme, but
I like it when a song kind of hints at rhyming, like there's a obvious rhyme that could go with it, and then they don't do it.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna write that down. That sounds like a fun thing to try. I don't know if I'm gonna do it well. That's either a really good thing to do, or something that if I do it poorly will make the song immediately not perfect for you.
Oh yeah, well.
That's one of those big. You gotta swing for the fences when you're trying to make a perfect song, though.
Yeah, I don't know how to break down this perfection thing like as a scorecard.
Well, I think for me, if you can find anything about something that you don't like, it can no longer be perfect.
Oh no!
Right? Like, is that? Do you disagree? Do you think that's not true?
I just think that perfect is like such an ideal word that maybe there is no perfect.
Well, that's fine. That's why I had to make an advisory board. I'm fine with not getting any perfects. That's okay with me.
Yeah.
You can say no right away. I usually say
like
no.
Human has to be imperfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's
like even in the Olympics, there's like no perfect, or maybe I don't know.
Well, it's also it's perfect for you like right now is the other thing.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like it's a song that is going to be perfect every time you listen to it. That's I think impossible.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hint at a rhyme. Father John Misty. Let's get some center stuff. You don't care about lying in songs, do you?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna go into the whole backstory. There's a backstory. I say it almost every episode, so I don't want to do it again.
I heard it.
You did.
I did my homework.
You did. Oh man, it's exciting to have a guest who cares enough to listen for 45 minutes. Doesn't seem like it's that long. All right. I have no idea if we've gone anywhere near the normal amount of time. Let's see if there's anything else we should talk about, man. Let's talk Nirvana. We haven't done any of that.
You're from Seattle.
I am from Seattle.
How is it like growing up in Nirvana land?
It's real cool. You learn about Nirvana pretty early, I think. Well, I'm also left-handed, so
oh yeah,
the left-handed Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, all the great left-handed guitarists
from Seattle. They're all from Seattle. I've always had that music to listen to.
The EMP Museum's great.
Oh my god, yes. It's so fun. It's, you know what though? I went there one time on a Tinder date with a girl who I don't know why she wanted to go there, because she was the least interested anybody could be at the EMP.
Oh no. Was the Nirvana exhibit still there, or?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And I think the Jimi Hendrix exhibit was there at the time. And so I went and I saw like Jimi Hendrix's guitar right there, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And she was just like, whatever. I'm like, why did you pick this?
She picked it?
Yeah, she picked it, and then I like offered a less expensive option, and then she declined the less expensive option, and then we went to this place, and she seemingly hated it, and we never saw each other again.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go to the EMP. I know I have some Seattle listeners, shout out. Don't go to the EMP on a first date. That's just general advice, I think.
Yeah, it's like more of a third or fourth date sort of thing, where you can tolerate a person for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Especially a Tinder date, like meeting someone for the first time and going on a museum adventure.
Mm-hmm. I think I just think I give people too much credit. I assume that they'll be like fine,
Yeah.
And then when they're beyond like just boring, when it's someone that doesn't even have the. Anyway,
when I go on a Tinder date, I usually assume that they're like a serial killer and like have a backup plan. I'm like, I'm going to this bar, friends. I don't know.
It's smart. That's the smarter way to do it. Going to the EMP with somebody is the much dumber way. Also, one time I went on a date with a girl who had Sugar Mama written on her profile, and I didn't take it seriously.
Oh my God.
I thought it was a joke, and then I showed up to pick her up. And I was like, oh, that's a cool house. And she was like, oh, it's not my house. I'm like, oh, whose house is it? Oh, it's my sugar daddy's.
What?
And I was like, oh,
was this here in LA?
This was in Seattle also. All my crazy Tinder dates are in Seattle.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I ended up buying her a burger, which
and she was like, this isn't my.
No, we didn't discuss any.
It's on her sugar daddy's caviar. So.
No, man, it was a weird. But it was like I was like I want to continue figuring out who this weirdo is. Like I didn't want to be like, well, get out.
And how old was she?
I think I was like 21 and she was 19.
That is shocking.
What that someone would be that young?
Young, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's people of all ages that could be doing it, but young. I mean, it kind of makes sense though, doesn't it? Like in a gross way.
Oh, I guess. It makes sense.
I mean, the whole idea of like giving somebody romance for money is weird. Sex is like one thing, but like I'm gonna live with you and be your like partner.
Yeah, but then she's still going on Tinder dates.
Right. She also like swore that she didn't have sex with him, and I was like, okay, whatever.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the generic.
It's so and like why I don't care. Like if I'm already like on a date with a sugar mama, like I assume
you're open.
Yeah, I'm like
you're open to the prospects of what that might entail.
Like it's not any less gross when you're like no, like we just like sleep in the same bed together every night. It's like that's weird.
Oh my god, that's so even weirder to me. That's actually weirder to me.
Well, I don't think I have enough for your song, but I rarely do.
Well,
so that's okay.
I wanted to tell you.
Oh, please.
That like I met my story about meeting Dave Grohl. I met Dave Grohl.
Okay, I'm a huge huge Foo Fighters fan, which is I think an uncool thing to be.
Yeah, it is. I'm a Foo Fighters fan too.
Good to hear.
And I'm a Pearl Jam fan and a Hole fan, which are two.
So just like
not cool things for Nirvana fans.
All those people. You just like those all people.
Of them. Oh yeah. So I guess I'll try to make this. How do I condense this story? But I was gonna go to Seattle like the week before or the week after I met Dave Grohl. So a week ahead, it was coming up that I was gonna go to Seattle with my friends. I coerced like my two friends to. Then later on, we went to like Aberdeen, Olympia. We literally went to like every Kurt Cobain like
I'm sure
milestone moment.
So you went to the Denny Blaine there's I think the bench where he...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We went to the bench. We went to the house he killed himself in.
The bench is like 5 minutes from my house in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
It's like right near me.
Yeah, we went there. Mm-hmm. We went to Aberdeen where he was, like, the childhood house where he grew up with. We went under the bridge. We went to Olympia and saw his, like, where he lived in, like, the college area. Yeah. You know? And then there was, like, we went to Evergreen State College because there was, like, a dorm room where they played a Halloween show. Cool. And he first smashed his guitar there.
Cool. Kurt was such a... God, I don't have anything, like, funny to say about him. He was just, like, an amazing guy.
Yeah. It was a really cool trip. We had a lot of fun. We were definitely, like, on a Nirvana-based pilgrimage, but we did other things, too. Like, we went to Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver, so it wasn't just Seattle. Yeah. And we went to, like, the Goonies house. We did a bunch of other, like, side non-Nirvana-based things.
Okay. And how did you meet Dave Grohl?
Oh, yeah. So, back to Dave Grohl.
I would say the more important part of the story is checking out that dorm room in Evergreen State College. That's the most notable thing on the journey. Fuck the Dave Grohl story. No, what happened?
So the pre-thing to this story was that I was with my mom once, and she loves The Big Bang Theory. And, like, you know, it's, like, such a mom show. I think. Yeah. Like, she's like, I love that show. And we were sitting, this was like Malo's taco night or whatever, and we were sitting next to her favorite character, Howard, and I was like, Mom, you can't say hi to him. Like, I was like so embarrassed. I was like, you don't say hi to celebrities here in LA, Mom. Like, stop it. And she was like dying on the inside, I could tell. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, wink, wink. Right. And, like, I went to the bathroom. When I came back, I was like, did you say hi to him? And she's like, no. And then he got up and left. And so then...
Come on, Mom.
Yeah, I know. So then, speed up, we were, it was like Mother's Day weekend or whatever, we were at Katsuya in Studio City, and Dave Grohl walks in. And I see him, because I'm, like, facing the door, and my mom's back is turned against the door, you know? Yeah. So I see him, and I'm like, Mom, the guy from my favorite band is here. And she's like, looked really spooked out, was like, Kurt Cobain? And I was like, no, Mom, the drummer. And then she, like, turns around and sees Dave Grohl, and she's like, look, you gotta go say hi to him. She's like, you have to go. You're going to Seattle next week. Like, you have to say hi. Yeah. So, and she's like, the one time I didn't say hi to the guy from The Big Bang Theory, I still regret it. She's like, you go say hi. So I did. I had, like, a total fangirl moment. I went up to him, and I said, hey... I just wanted to say, like, I grew up listening to your music and Nirvana and Foo Fighters, and I'm going to Seattle next week to actually see the Nirvana exhibit at the EMP, and he was like, oh, cool, I haven't even been there yet. And then he was just so nice and warm.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah. And he gave me, like, the most, like, cliche, like, Seattle tips. He was like, well, go to the fish market, go to Pike Place. I was like, yeah, that was on my list. And he was like, go to the Space Needle. I was like, yeah. Okay.
All right, Dave. Maybe you need to go on a trip back to Seattle sometime soon. Well, that's fantastic. Dave Grohl giving you shitty advice.
Yeah. So go to the first Starbucks. He said, like, all the like the very generic things. The Space Needle one, I, like, literally was laughing.
That's the best. Okay. I think I've got something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but yeah. Let's.
So now I have to go away, right?
You do. And normally I'll still ask you the question because I don't know the answer. Have you ever heard the song "Cars" by Gary Newman?
Is that the one in Cars?
That's the one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Well, you know then, because you already listened to an episode, that you're going to listen to Cars 3 times in a row.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was, like, an every episode thing.
Did it seem like one of those, like, this could be just one episode, maybe? No, that's every time. Yeah.
Why Cars?
Because when I was in high school, me and my friends used to play charades, and the person who was guessing would have to do the same basic setup. They would had noise-canceling headphones on their ears and have Cars by Gary Newman on repeat. And so they would be yelling all of their guesses. It's funny. Is it? Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. I used to think that song was by the Cars. Like, no. Cars by the Cars.
That'd be great. It's by Gary Newman.
Now I know.
The most basic named, like, you could tell he was destined for fame when his parents named him Gary Newman.
Oh. All the Newman names are confusing because it's like Randy Newman too.
Also, and Gary E. Newman is the mad guy. He's like I don't know what his middle name is. Maybe it starts with an E and he just was like, I can't use that. Okay, I've talked for way too long. Lissette, hope you have a good time listening to Cars. We will be right back.
Algorithm. 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 Oh, man.
Alright, before I call this meeting to order, can we address what just happened? Can we talk about that? John. You sung it differently.
I feel like we're getting into a rhythm where we're all hitting the same note and it's not sonically that interesting. Does that make sense?
It's only the 9th meeting of the Council of Watchers, Keepers of the Great One, Servants of the Almighty Algorithm.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't think we start just switching it up. I mean, we set a pattern for the first 8.
Uh-huh.
And now you're just throwing in this whole wrench. What?
John, is this because you've been watching that jazz documentary?
Yeah.
And all about this freestyling and improvisation.
It's the spirit of Miles Davis and John Coltrane is infusing my chanting, I think. And I know chanting is usually about sticking to the form and playing within the lines, but I've seen outside of that now, guys, and I know what can be done once you start breaking out of those boxes that you put yourself in.
Well, fine.
John, you do not know the first thing about jazz.
Oh, I'm sorry, Benny. What do you know about jazz?
I know that jazz is all about the notes that you do not play. And if you knew anything about jazz, you would know that the notes that you're playing are notes that you should not play.
Okay. Alright. That's... at least watch a documentary. Don't just read a quote and try to talk to me about jazz. I've watched 3 jazz documentaries now. Okay? I saw Bitches Brew in concert. I saw Birdman, which was like a joint.
That won the movie that won the Academy Award?
No, it was before the movie that won the Academy Award. It was like half of it was about John Coltrane, and half of it was about Birdman the rapper. So I guess I've seen 2.5 jazz movies. And I saw something about the guy who did What a Wonderful World. I can't remember his name. Louis Armstrong. That's right.
All right. Well, okay. If we let you, are you going to freestyle the rest of the meeting as well, or are you going to let us stick to our otherwise regiment?
Hey, you know what, baby?
Oh, okay.
Baby.
No, let's not. That's
Where did that come from?
Yeah, that's too much.
You, Daddy-O's gotta chill, okay?
My goodness. Is this a joke?
I thought we were all hep cats.
I think you mean hip cats?
I mean hep. I'm using the old schoolio, Daddy-O.
See, this is not even just jazz anymore. This is very specifically like 60 years ago jazz.
That's the only kind of jazz I'm into, Daddy.
No.
I would prefer to answer the call of algorithm.
Nah, man. Alright,
Let's just power through this. Let's just, hopefully he'll forget about this. He watch a new documentary by next week and just go. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Asks us to subscribe to You're Gonna Love This podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, and to comment and like all of the social media offerings on Facebook we see regarding You're Gonna Love This. That is what algorithm.
Oh, man.
Amen.
Well, you're not even on the blues scale when you're doing this. You know that, right?
I don't need to learn about the music stuff.
Can you watch a 4th documentary or something?
What, I'm gonna watch a documentary on the blues scale or something like that?
Or just like a YouTube video telling you what it is.
Until you can do the blues,
Oh, man.
All right, meeting adjourned.
I'll go rhythm. I'll go
It's the
rhythm.
fucking worst.
I'll go
Sing
rhythm.
the rest of this.
I'll go rhythm.
You're gonna love this. How did you enjoy your time in the bathroom with cars?
It was
It was fine.
For some reason I was thinking, like, what is that movie, Riding in Cars with Boys or something? It's like in the bathroom listening to Cars.
Is that a thing?
Alone.
I don't remember. That's so sad. That was. I feel like you're kind of not holding back, but that you felt like it took you a second to get to your real opinion when I asked you how your time was with cars. I don't want that second when you tell me about my song. I don't want you to necessarily, as soon as I stop playing, say that wasn't perfect. But you know,
God.
You don't have to do that. But you know, I just want you to be. I want you to be openly critical. I want you to feel the area. You can be that person.
Oh, okay. That's not my strength.
Well, you know, go on a podcast where it's. Are you gonna like this? Okay.
What if I'm just like, no.
I've gotten a 1.9 out of 10 rating already, so you're not gonna be able to throw much worse at me than that. I think.
Okay.
My skin is hard. I'm gonna play you the song now.
Okay. Yay! I'm excited.
Okay.
Oh my God! You wrote down the lyrics and everything.
It's true. Nobody else has cared about that so far.
You literally.
I wrote a
page.
song. I do. I have a whole.
Yeah.
I have a whole page. Okay. I'll play it for you now.
Wow. Sounds like Nirvana
Standing in the bar, saw him. My favorite film director ever, Woody Allen. I told him I was flying to his city. The tips he gave me were kinda bad. He said, check out Times Square. Check out Manhattan. Check out the rides on Coney Island. As I stepped off the plane, I heard a bell. Standing right there was my favorite comedian, Dave Attell. Without a word, he ran at me in a full sprint. He ran, he shouted things at me. He said, take me to Times Square. Take me to Manhattan. Take me to the rides on Coney Island. See a Broadway show with me. Get a slice of Brooklyn pizza. Have you ever heard of the Statue of Liberty? And I said, yeah, Dave, I've heard of the Statue of Liberty.
Woo!
Alright, that's my song.
Okay.
Yeah, they're always very short because I don't have a lot of time to write them.
So I'm ready to give you my honest opinion without a filter.
I can always feel a not perfect coming on.
Oh no!
It's good. No, it puts me in a very like calm. Like I get anxious when I can feel like someone.
Perfect?
Yeah, that doesn't feel like.
So you can already tell it's like not perfect.
Yeah, and I'm like relaxed and feeling great. Like
I love the music of it.
Well,
like
thank
the
you.
actual music. Like,
Yeah.
I loved it. It was exactly what I wanted to hear. And the lyrics to me, I mean, they were funny.
they're fine. Yeah,
They were funny, but I wanted something more like sincere, like
Okay.
aligned with the.
that's
you
fair
know
enough.
what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's totally. I totally know what you mean, and
Like more of like the genre
You would have liked it to
like,
just be straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I sometimes just it's a kind of a coin flip to see whether I'm gonna do it just straight. In this one, I just got tickled by that story about Dave Grohl. It wasn't my best work, but it was okay. Yeah, no, I'm very comfortable with the not perfect on that.
As a comedy song, it succeeds. As like a real grunge song.
Not the best. I agree. Also, it's hard to do a grunge.
Or not even grunge, but just like I would. You
kind
know
of like
what I mean?
punky acoustic guitar music.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, the if you're gonna make a joke in a punk song, it's usually like about George Bush or something like that. It's not about Woody
Dave
Allen giving
Grohl.
you tips on.
I did love that though. That was really funny.
I was like, oh, I don't want to just do like you met Dave Grohl and Dave Grohl said those things to you again. I was like, okay, yeah. It's I have a song recommendation for you.
you.
Ooh, I love it.
Have you heard of the band Waves?
I think so, but give me what's the
They have a song
recommendation?
called I think it's called actually I Want to Meet Dave Grohl.
Okay.
That's the straight up name of the song.
I can get behind that.
It's awesome.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
That's like basically
Yeah, that's basically what I did. Cool. I'm sure theirs is a lot better.
Theirs is perfect.
If Waves had played you that song, it would have,
Nice.
Well, I'm totally okay with that. But you like the music. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
I loved it.
I will say, I've been thinking a little bit, because I remembered before you showed up today that you were a fan of Nirvana. We talked about it before. And so I had been thinking about, like, what is a Nirvana song like? And I basically figured, I think I got the bass elements okay.
Yeah.
You got a basic riff that basically you do that a couple times.
It's very impressive. I don't know anything about that.
Well, I've been listening to it for a while now. It's weird. Nirvana, Nevermind came out almost exactly, not almost exactly, but about a year before I was born.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, I feel connected to that area of music more than, I don't know why. Do you feel like that? Do you feel connected to the music that came out around when you were born?
No,
not
really. Okay. I feel more connected to like that stuff because I was born. I'm older than you.
It's true.
I was born in '85.
Spoilers for
I know.
people home.
Yeah, so like 85, like the movies. I feel like there's some movies from like '85 that are great. Like Back to the Future was '85.
But like New Wave's not your
cup
of tea?
I'm not. I like the Smiths. I love The Cure. I got into the 80s stuff like later. Sure. I guess.
Nirvana's a good it's hard. It's a good band to start with and a great band to keep going with. You know, like they're not like complicated in a good way, and like it's just great music.
Yeah, and the thing about having like a favorite band that's like also over is that they're never gonna put out like a shitty album.
No. And like you can deal with the Foo Fighters putting out a shitty album every once in a while. Like that's not gonna hurt your thought about Nirvana.
Yeah, and they make I felt like they had like a renaissance like in their last like 2 or 3 years together with Sonic Highways and
I love the color and the shape. That's my jam.
It's like the best album
for sure. Yeah.
But they had like another revival of that lately. They
had that their 4-word song album. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's like Bullets. Something I don't know. It's
the B-side.
They had one of their albums. I think it was like 2009 or 10 maybe. Echoes Silence. Something. Anyway, that album. Not Blood Sugar Sex Magic, but another thing like that. They had theirs. That was okay too. But yeah, no, I think the Foo Fighters get too much hate just because it's another. They're popular. They have it's also simple but like well created songs, and I think that's about as much as I can do on this podcast. So I gotta look to I'm not gonna be able to write like a Queen like song on this podcast or something like that. Or
what?
It's not gonna happen.
You're not gonna do it in 5 minutes?
No.
What?
I'm gonna overlay 8 different vocals and no, it's not happening. So I gotta go with the bands that are gonna work for me.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, Lissette, I think this was a pretty successful podcast despite the not perfect. I feel pretty good about it.
Well, this was yay!
Yeah.
This was my first podcast ever, so thanks for having me.
I'm glad. I hope you had a comfortable time here. I hope it wasn't too
too invasive.
Yeah, I mean, you seem to freely offer a lot of the information. It didn't seem like I had to ask very much to get stuff out of you. Do you have?
Thanks for the musical therapy. I feel healed. I feel cleansed. I feel centered.
Great.
And I definitely feel like Dave Grohl would approve of the song.
That's high praise. Dave, if you're listening, feel free to review the podcast. Let me know. That'd be fucking insane if Dave Grohl reviewed my podcast. I can't imagine.
He's like, it's true. Go to the Space Needle. That song's not funny. It's very. It's just facts.
Yeah, man. And when you're in New York, you should go to Times Square. Yeah. Do you have any plugs you want to? Oh, what's the show you're doing? I guess tonight. If you pick this podcast up.
It's too soon. I don't even know where it is.
Oh, I think I know the show.
Oh yeah, it's Heather's.
Yeah, Synprov.
Yeah, there you go, Synprov.
Yeah, it's at. Oh God.
It's like a weird location.
Mm-hmm. So it's at Holy Grounds Coffee.
There you go.
In Alhambra.
Yeah.
I can't remember what time it is, but you can look up Synprov. You can look up Lissette. You can do these things on Facebook, and you can find it. Yeah. Was that a high five in your eye? That was, you just had hands up.
It was just like stretchy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then my improv team is called Between the Lips.
Yes, it is.
And then you can find me through my name. Mm-hmm. That's what I am. I'm just a person.
You are just a person. You can find. You're listening to this podcast, so I don't really need to tell you how to find it. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/YGLT podcast if you want. Send your reviews to ygltpodcast@gmail.com. Subject line Goof Joe with my review.
Yeah, and you can find Dave Grohl if you go to the Space Needle.
It's true.
he's always there.
Yeah, he's at the Space Needle or the market, the fish market.
Yeah.
As he likes to
Pike
lovingly
Place.
call it. It is formerly known, if you didn't know, as Pike Place Market. You can. I don't really care if you find me anywhere because I don't really do social media stuff very much. You can look up my name, Adam Moshcatel.
Anti-social media.
Yeah, right. You nailed it. I don't know what I'm saying. And check out my improv team at facebook.com/dadjokescomedy, and I think the same thing on Instagram. And I am done and exhausted from those plugs. That was a lot. God, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I like to end abruptly